So, did you get a chance to talk to Marquise before today or yesterday, like last week? You guys hooked up?
We just never publicized it ever. But
you didn't actually bring the press crew with you? You should have. Might not have gone over as well. So, McDonough said that you guys actually worked him out a little bit last week?
Yeah, well, Corey Gaines is, he's kind of seen him all summer.
Oh, he has?
Yeah, off and on, and talked to him on the phone. So, when he came back in town, Corey worked him out at Grand Canyon, and he came in here on a weekend, and I came in. So, it's going to be an adjustment for him, but he's professional, and he looks like he's in great shape. When he was going through his drills, we took him through, he looked pretty good. So,
yeah,
he's a good player.
So do you think, are you going to have him more on the three-point line this year, do you think, with Tyson Chandler rolling to the hoop?
No, I mean, we want to use that as a weapon, and, we believe he can shoot that shot. He's got to shoot it better than 30% or 31, but we think he can. And even when I saw him shooting in these drills, it looks easier for him this year. So, which shows me he really worked on him this summer. But we don't want to turn him into a three-point shooter. We want him to use that as a weapon. But he's very good on the roll in the mid-range game. If he's just popping all the time, then we don't really use his passing ability. I'd like for him to roll, get the pass from our guards when they get jumped. They jump out at him, and then let him handle a 2-on-1 with him and Tyson or him and Alex. I think that could be really effective.
Speaking of shooting, is that what you really need Archie Goodwin to do this year in order to be a part of the rotation, or are you going to try to work him in other ways?
Yeah, no, the biggest thing this year is, again, I feel we've tried to let the guys go and expand and try different things. And when you have that rebuild and you're trying to get guys to do something new and better, you allow them to do that stuff. And now it's about, I think, sacrificing. Guys have to do what they do best. If Archie is driving to the basket, if he gets the open three like he did last year, who was against Oklahoma City or
to take the lead, Oklahoma City, I think it was.
We want him to make those shots, and he's shown that he's shot the ball better. But we don't want to take his ability of getting out in the open court, driving to the basket, getting fouls, and kind of being a spark that way too. So that's all of our guys. We want them to do certain things, but don't rely on that.
Speaking to Ryan, one of his surprise players that he thinks that the fans will be surprised by, new guy is Sonny Weems. What do you see from him that you think you can work into the offense?
Yeah, well, Sonny's a guy who can get to the basket. He's very athletic. He can really run the court. I think defensively, I talked to him. I think we could use him almost, as another defensive stopper guy. He's very active with his hands. He gets after. He's a veteran guy, so he knows that the players around the league. And he's shown that he shot a pretty good percentage in Europe on a three-point line, which is a little shorter. And I think the first week or so when he was down here playing pickup games, there was a little adjustment to the line, but these last couple of weeks he's been drilling the threes too. So he's got a good all-around game.
So one of the breakdowns toward the end of last season was the guys getting, it appeared anyway from observers that they were getting so frustrated with their own three-point shooter they were running themselves off the line, and then the defense didn't have to run out as much or stay as close to them because they knew they'd just take a 20-footer instead. Do you think the guys, how are the guys going to get over that frustration?
Well, I think some of the guys, at the end of the season, with really just Eric as the point guard, we didn't get as many open looks, and that probably dropped some guys' percentages. We really have to make a concerted effort to, if you don't have a shot, that you drive it in there and kick it out to somebody. And like I always tell them that, when they're in practice shooting with a coach, they make 6 or 7 out of 10. So what's the difference in a game? If you get open ones, and that's on your teammates to create those open looks. And I think with Tyson rolling. Some of the threats of some of our guys and our shooters, Toledovich, and they'll know Booker, and in short order they'll realize that he can shoot the ball. That defenses are going to have to kind of shade those guys. It's going to make it easier for everybody else, and we should get more open looks.
It's easy to talk over the summer how maybe a rookie can break into the rotation early. Do you feel like Booker's a little different than most rookies? Do you think like he could get himself into the rotation?
Well, I think the biggest thing with rookies depends on how they were coached, through AAU. If they were only in college for 1 year, how much coaching did they really get? Because they knew they were going to go pros, what program they came from. And a lot of times, they're having some major adjustments when they come into this league. Booker playing, when you watch him play, he knows how to play the game. He's in the right spot, whether it was taught or not. Some guys it probably just comes natural to. Other guys maybe were taught, but however his case is, he knows how to play, and just being in the right position on both sides of the ball is very helpful. And so that's when you look at a rookie going, yeah, he could get some, he can contribute for us because he already does those little things.
How much do you anticipate seeing more of T.J. Warren this year?
Yeah, I mean we got guys at every position are going to be pushing each other. I really like what I've seen from TJ in the preseason pickup games. He's running. He looks like he's in the best shape he's ever been. He still knows that he's a great mid-range shooter, and he can get that shot off at any time. And he's picking out certain times to shoot the three, and he's making it. So I've been impressed the way he's come back this year, and he looks good. And maybe ready to be a bigger contributor.
With Tyson, something he's always been very good at is being able to switch the pick and roll and stay in front of guards. How do you plan on incorporating that into the defense?
Yeah, there's a lot of things we're going to do defensively that we think will help us out. We'll use switching more. We'll be aggressive more. Feeling like Tyson protecting the basket for us, and I think some of our guards and our wings seem to be a little bit longer now, a little more active, so we can maybe trap and I wouldn't say gamble, but be more aggressive defensively, and maybe we can get some steals, get out in the open court, and get that momentum that way. So I think just again with our mix, we have to find out which guys play well with each other. I said before, we might have guys who could be starters. Maybe we have them come off the bench for us for the good of the team. So we just have to see how that plays out.
You talked for a couple of years about the guys not talking enough out there, getting themselves into the right position, recovering and helping and all that. How do you see that changing this year?
Well, obviously Tyson's going to be a big leader. He's, we always say the big guy is back there. He sees everything. So the more he can guide it, and sometimes a guy like Alex, he's just worried about himself when you first come in this league. You're worried about what your assignment is. You're not worried about everybody else. And once you realize how the game's played with Tyson's experience, he can guide guys, and that's what we're trying to teach Alex to do. He's going to be a great mentor that way. And then I think it's just like passing. If one guy will talk, then maybe someone else talks a little bit more, and then someone else, and it gets contagious where they're all talking. And that's our hope.
Except for TJ, right?
Even TJ's talked a little bit more.
Oh, good,
Not a ton more, but it's a little bit more.